Okay, so here's the story. First, I'm gonna take this here chicken, put him in this here pot. I don't wash them or anything. I just take them out, take out whatever's inside them, the gizzard bag and all that, and then just put them in that pot. All right, so next, this is what I put in there. One whole thing of celery, one whole thing of carrots. I peel those, but you probably won't, and I cut everything up into kind of like this size thing. And then I probably put a third of these if I had one lying around because they're kind of small. Normally I don't make a plate, just doing it for the video. I just kind of dump it in as it's going. All right, let's bring this over to this guy. Okay, so now all this stuff is in there with its chicken friend and it's ready to go. Oh, so one thing, resist the urge to put in the celery greens, because if you put the celery greens in, I know they look nice, your soup will taste like too strongly of celery. And then if you make it, you're gonna say, Mark's soup sucks. But the reality will be your soup sucks because you put the celery greens in it. So do not put celery greens. Oops, I'm trying to make this cold. All right, okay. So then I just fill this guy up. All right, so now I'm just gonna put this guy on boil. And then once it's boiling, I'm gonna turn it down to like there, but it depends on the stove. And then there's a whole other process, so we'll get to that when we get to it. All right, so now I'm just gonna put this guy on boil. Okay, so this has been going for like 2 hours after it came to a boil. So probably 2 hours, 45 minutes or something. So around there, I get this guy all out, which is a little bit of a pain because they'll break apart when you pick them up. Let's see. And I just dump them in here, in one of these guys. And you gotta kind of like fish around to get as much of it out as you can, Oh, let me move that over so it doesn't all drip. So that's what's going on there. And then once you got them out, then just let them sit for like an hour or so, because it's really hard to deal with it while it's hot. So if you let it sit for an hour, it's good. And then the soup just keeps cooking. And then we'll throw them all back in. You gotta get all this crap all that. All right, so now I've got them all out. And then, like I said, we'll let them sit for about an hour before we mess with them because he's hot. Don't touch. But if you leave it all in and don't debone it and deskin it and everything, then it tastes like too greasy. I mean, it tastes as good, but it's like, ugh, it feels gross. And then I always put a little piece of skin back in once I debone them, because if you leave all the skin out, it's good, but it's not as good as with some skin in. So that's kind of a happy medium. All right, and I'm just, gonna debone this sucker and throw everything back in here. And then that's that. And then once all this is in here, then just let it cook, on low for another, 2-3 hours, right? I give it a lot of time to cook. And then it's actually better if you put it in the fridge overnight. For whatever reason, it kind of congeals better. I usually end up eating it the same day to start anyway because it's good. But it always tastes better after it's sat in the fridge for a while. That's it. Now you got a nice chicken soup. You'll be very, very happy. Okay, one last thing. I kept saying deboning, but it's really like deboning and deskinning and defatting. So the only thing I'm throwing in here is meat, right? Except for these couple little bits of skin that I threw in, like that guy. And then it's really it's ready to eat right now. You can really eat it after 3 hours. But like I said, I let it cook for another 2 or 3 hours. And then I throw all this cassoulet out. And that's the whole thing. So I put its little hat back on. And that's that. All right. That is the end result.